Okay, I'm back after finishing this game, and what's the videos? Are these on the actors or like the people who played them, I wonder? I'll do this all on my own, I think. Uh, Later, I guess. This, like I was saying, probably at the end of my last video, finishing the game before having to go to the bathroom. This game was incredible. I am so sorry that I somehow, even though I knew of it, I knew the name of it, and I knew it had something to do with androids. When this game came out, I don't know how many years ago now, that I just completely ignored it. I never watched any playthroughs. Really, I remember, like, probably seeing bits and pieces of it. I remember Muha specifically, I believe, sending me either part of or maybe the whole scene, but I didn't recognize it until after the fact of that whole situation of Kara and Alice in that guy's house who I don't, well, who, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically took the deviant androids, reset them, and either sold them back or turned them into monsters. And that part with Luther, I remember Muha sending me like a clip or something of that, but did not recall it until after I played that, and I never mentioned anything. But otherwise, this was a completely blind run. As I said at the beginning, I knew nothing of this game except what I mentioned of it being androids and stuff like that. And as I said before, this game was a request for me to play, which I said alright. Um, I didn't want to get to it this quickly. Like I said, my plan was to play Stray, which at the time was free on PlayStation Plus, but even though I got it downloaded, I actually never got to play it, and now it's locked again, so I cannot play it at all unless I buy the game. Which, that's fine, I guess, so I just kind of went straight from here. And like I said, this game is still, for now, free on PlayStation Plus, and my god. Um, it was incredible, it really was. Every bit of this game, beautiful, and so stressful. At the end, come the end, oh, that you kind of knew a revolution was coming, but it's like, no, I kind of still want to remain the peaceful way, but I don't want anyone or everybody to die. And I truly did not. If there was a way to save Luther, I wish I could have. There probably is, but I didn't find it in that situation. Which I said, blind run, how am I gonna know? Didn't want Connor to die. Didn't want Marcus to die. Didn't want Kara to die. Really did not like Hank to die. I loved Hank. I did not. I literally did have tears in my eyes when he got freaking shot, man. I kid you not. I was crying there for a little bit, but once he said he was going to see his son, that really was feelsy. It's like, no. But I hope somebody takes care of his dog, and then freaking after realizing what was going on and what was happening, that they regained control of Connor, and freaking Amanda was talking about he was successful in his mission was to infiltrate, become a deviant to destroy the resistance, and then at the end he was going to shoot Marcus. I wonder, I think I was warned that maybe that sequence, if you didn't know it, could have been timed. I think my coworker told me this. The same one who told me to play God of War back then. He said he didn't realize it was timed, and yeah, he must have had Connor shoot Marcus by accident, but like, I could see it being timed and you wouldn't know it, but just part of me was like, oh, I know this is where I have to go, because nothing was working before with that stupid handprint thing. I still wonder if Amanda was real. After that, like, when she just kind of disappeared, it's like, oh, it's a figment of his imagination or something. Well, quote unquote imagination, because they don't really have one. But, like, a figment of the mind, I guess. And Amanda was just maybe something in his programming. Or maybe any CyberLife android that was kind of like Connor, of you listen to what I have to say and do what I say, or bad things will happen. Kind of a way of having control, I guess. Like mind control. But I am so glad I didn't get Marcus killed, but I don't know. I think it really kind of shifted for me at the end. Like, at the beginning, I thought Marcus was my favorite. I mean, I still like him. But just something towards the end where he ended up taking leadership over Jericho and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm still glad that I got the good ending with him, and like being a good leader and stuff like that, keeping the peace. Maybe it was just a way. It could have been the facial expressions, or it could have been his tone of voice. But something just kind of like put me off. It's like, okay, now I don't like you as much, or something. Maybe it's the egotistical thing that's getting to me in there. So, yes, I still love Kara enough, and I was repping for her too. But where I said I wasn't so sure that I liked Connor at the beginning, maybe, and I really like Marcus, but maybe towards the end I was more like, now I want Connor to be converted. I want him to be a quote unquote deviant. I want him to have a good ending, opposed to, well, yes, I'm still fighting for Marcus, but it's like, I know I can get Connor to do the right thing, and I want that to happen so bad. So it's like, yes. But no, I did not want anything to happen to Hank. But I mean, it could have, I kind of saw it going. I'm so glad, too, that, I ended with being friends with Hank and stuff like that. Because I can only imagine how sad that would have been at the end if he still would have hated me. Because he went out liking at least one android instead of hating them all. Because, you know, Hank was also talking about how he was feeling like androids are people too. And I think one of the things I hated with Connor, it's like, I can't say what I want to say, but I also understand, because he's only programmed to think one certain way. Like, I'm arguing about everything that Connor is saying. It's like, everything is pertaining to, I gotta do my job. It's like, me, I'm like, no, I want to say something else, but I don't like any of these options. I like that. And that whole freaking other Connor coming out of nowhere and just like killed Hank, shot me. I'm glad I didn't get Connor killed in that moment, but I feel like I was so close to being. If I hadn't figured out that option was to convert to the good one, that was still not dying. But oh my god, I'm sure I could have saved Hank too. I bet I could have had all of them. Well, apparently you could have probably somehow saved Alice. I guess if I hadn't tried to speed away, maybe? I don't know. But if I could have kept all of them, if I could have kept Hank alive, if I could have kept Luther alive, if I could have kept Alice alive, then it would have been a perfect ending. But I know I can't go for a perfect ending. And I don't know if I want to go back to see what happens in a revolution. If I would actually choose to fight them. It's kind of... I mean, yeah, I guess I could go back and play the chapters that mattered towards it. But it's more like... You feel like you have to play the whole game again because there's like certain things that, oh, what do you shape it up to be? And I don't feel like I want to do that. Because... Or at least, not yet. I don't know. I don't feel like I want to do it right now. Because this is the ending, truly, what represented me and how I played it, and honestly, I couldn't have hoped for more. That singing moment, even though I don't know what song it was, I mean, everybody seemed to know it. That singing part, it's like, this is how we win. Yes, and I absolutely loved it, and it's like, that was the breathtaking moment. And it's like, it was a beautiful game. It absolutely really was. I enjoyed it. This is gonna probably leave a mark on me. And it's over. Honestly, I didn't think I was that close. As of recording this, I have like 8 this is the video number 8 of this session of it almost being 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, I didn't think I was that close. So, I don't know, ideally, and I've been playing since after 11, so it's like 3 hours I had left of this game. That's crazy. And I don't know where I'm going next. How do I move on from this game? Because it's like, holy crap, this changes everything. And this is what I feel like is important to me, that whole, what is the definition of being human debate and all of that, and I don't know. And for me, like I said, this is not going to change my opinion on more of things that I hate, things that are supposed to be not human, but very human-like, where I kind of hate dolls or robots or statues, stuff like that, mannequins, stuff like that, still is probably going to creep the crap out of me, and this game has got me a few times on those on the way to Jericho. But everything else was about this freaking gorgeous, and it's like, oh my god, how could you not? And it felt like I would say I would love a movie of this, but this is exactly what it was. It felt like a whole movie, and it just kind of went its own way. And this is why I also love games where it's not stuck to one direction, and you decide how the story goes. You can't replicate that in a movie. You really can't. And this is why most games should only stay games. This would be better than any movie they could have possibly made of this game, probably. and I hope they don't touch it, honestly. As much as I would like love to see it as a movie and they bring back exactly who played these guys, no. Leave this game alone, do not make a live action movie of it. This is one I'm gonna say that it should stay where it stays. And it's probably quite a few years old now, and like I said, I just never watched it, never watched anybody play it, nothing. So, yeah, this game is a gem. I'm sure it had like no bad reviews. I can't say nothing really bad about it, minus those camera angle shifting, but luckily you can change the camera, but oh, actually, well, I think the other thing was kind of, for me, the freaking controls kind of seemed a little stiff. It wasn't very easy controlling sometimes, especially fighting the camera angle. It seemed a little stiff. That's all I can basically think of. Like, I'm sitting here yeah, that's exactly what it is. I sit here fighting with the control stick. It's like, okay, I'm trying to go this way, and then the character turns another way, and it's like, no, that's not where I tried to go. That's probably what my biggest issue was, especially like on, I don't know, like timed events. It's like, oh my god, this is screwing me over. This is stressing me out unnecessarily. But I literally think that's the only thing I could complain about, because everything else was like so freaking good. I mean, the story was good, and to have me shift from one character to another like that, from like Marcus to Connor, and want to be like, I want Connor to be the good guy here now, is crazy. But I don't know. There's still so much, though, I almost feel like was the one thing, besides, well, wondering if Amanda was actually real or not, but, like, of course, Leo, once we saw him at his father's grave, didn't say a word, didn't react any kind of way to Marcus being there, which is crazy, honestly, because you think, oh, you are a rebel right now, but he probably, of course, saw the news too, so he knew exactly what was going on. He knew Marcus was his father's freaking android. Could you imagine if we... How could you... I'm just thinking out loud now, but it's like, how could you go against everything from the beginning of the game being like, oh, everything's nice, this is how... I'm forgetting his name. The old man. You know who I'm talking about, but, like, how could you turn evil and do all of that where it's like, oh, when you had everything at the beginning and it was all nice and stuff, but I don't, it's kind of like an Undertale situation. It's either you end up sparing everybody or you end up killing everybody. There's really no neutral way. I don't know. But it was, I think it was very hard to keep that peaceful route. And I'm glad by the end of it I did not, like, murder anybody besides when the game made me to. And at the frickin' destruction of Jericho. And trying to make those careful decisions and make sure my characters live, even though I kind of screwed up without thinking about it when getting Luther killed. Possibly screwing up and getting Hank killed too. I don't know. I don't know if there was a way to save him. I don't remember all the options though. Hank I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to get Luther killed either, but I really liked Hank. So it's like, if I could keep him from getting killed over Luther, and if Luther still had to die, I would still choose Luther being killed over frickin' Hank. I feel like Hank really deserved a redemption arc. Which he got. Don't get me wrong, he got it. But I felt like he just had to survive to see it end. That's how I feel. But yeah, that whole son thing, it hit right in the feels, and it's like, bruh. Maybe that's the one thing I'm gonna try to do. Maybe I should go back to the. Eventually. Maybe should go back to that chapter with um Connor and the bad Connor and Hank and see if I could freaking save Hank, but still manage to do the right thing with getting Connor to get that army of androids. Maybe that's the one thing I care about changing. But I'm not gonna do it right now because it's freaking 2 o'clock in the morning and I need to go to bed. So, is this the end of it? I have no idea. I don't think so. Maybe I will. I don't know when I'm gonna get back to recording this. Because I want to try to get... I'm gonna try to save Hank. That's gonna be my mission. The next time I play this, I'm going to try to save Hank. That is what I'm going to try to do. Oh, I didn't mean to go to options. I just want to know if I can directly go to that chapter. I don't remember what it was even called now. Okay, the Crossroads? Or is it... Was it Battle for Detroit? Night of the Soul? I don't remember which one it was. I wish you could pull up like a description of what happens so you know which one it was. I don't know. I'll find out eventually. Till then, thanks for watching or listening if you did. I'll name this one probably my thoughts like I did on the Resident Evil 4 remake for Separate Ways. Because this was only a video just for that. And I think, yeah, next plan of attack is I'm going to try to save Hank. Whenever I get that recorded. But, like I said, this game was absolutely gorgeous. It was great. I loved it so much. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm gonna do with life now. This has left so many things for me. I'm feeling so many things. Okay, well shut up now. Bye.